Hey guys, I want to thank you for all the video ideas that you've been putting in the comments box down below. And today we're going to do another tutorial, but this, gotta be honest, isn't one that any of you asked for. Today, we're going to talk about how to do a backflip. So I've just put in a very simple run in. If you've got no friends like me, you don't want to spend all day digging and building a jump. So I'm using this natural wind lip that we've got here. So I ran it in a couple of times, as you just saw, and I've kind of padded out the run in a little bit. I mean, Travis Rice would be ashamed of it, but we're going to make do with it. So the snow is quite strange. You can see where I'm stood here. It's actually pretty firm, pretty icy. The wind's been whipping through, but it means that right here, all of a sudden, I've got deep powder snow, and hopefully that's what I'm gonna have in the landing over there. Now, backflips themselves aren't actually very technical. All you need to do is run in on a flat base, pretty much chuck yourself backwards and somewhat hope for the best. So I'm gonna try one in a moment, but that's essentially why I can get away with this not really pristine takeoff. When you start spinning, you need to set your edge and you need a bit more room than what we've got here. But because I'm simply taking off on a flat base, it doesn't really matter that it's a little bit bumpy. I can just ride straight up it. And also, this wind lip is very whippy. The takeoff is pretty much like that, so it kind of sets you up for a backflip. Before I even leave the ground, I'm gonna already be almost sort of 90 degrees of the way around. Cool, so it's always good to put the first one down, so I'm quite happy with that, but definitely wasn't the nicest backflip in the world. I always tend to over-rotate a little bit on the first one, just because I'd rather not land on my head. So you could kind of see when I did it, I'd pretty much done the rotation, and then I had to kind of open out a bit to slow it down. So this next time, I want to go a little bit quicker, just so I can go a little bit bigger off it. And because I'm going quicker, I'm going to need to slow it down even more. So I'm just not going to kind of throw my shoulder back into it quite so hard. And that's pretty much the movement. As I'm coming up to it, my left shoulder, I'll just rock it back that way, start looking over. And because I'm also doing quite a small backflip here, I'm not going to fully lay it out. If you're off a really big kicker, that's when you can start to really kind of open it up and spot your landing. But on these smaller, whippier ones, I'm going to keep it a little bit more tucked in. So, walk on back up, give it another go. Whew. That was good fun. Good to go a little bit bigger on that one. Got a little bit nervous at the top. So just to ensure I had a little bit more speed, I walked up about an extra 3 meters from my previous takeoff point. So I knew I'd be going faster. As you come into the run-in, as you come into the takeoff, there's a point when you're a few meters from the lip where you're basically committed. I've already started that rotation, kind of leaning back for the backflip. And once you're there, the last thing you want to do is try and back out. You see it quite often, people kind of start going for a backflip and then they're like, no, 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 no. But it's too late, they've already initiated that rotation. The board starts going over behind their head. So you've just got to, at some point, really commit to it, which is a little bit scary. I had the butterflies going a little bit there. And because I knew I was going faster, I said if we're going to go a little bit bigger, I tried to kind of open it out more, lay it out a little bit more, and just slow the rotation down. I still probably could have held on to it for a little bit longer. You kind of see at the end, I start spotting the landing and do a little bit of that to kind of bring it back, but I'm pretty happy with that one. So, technical information for the backflip, it's literally just a flat base, straight run in. As you go into the landing, throw that shoulder back. Some people like to do it more like a cartwheel, really like that. I like to just kind of pull the shoulder back a little bit. It opens it out a little bit more, and I find you can spot the landing a little bit better. But really, it's just about commitment. You need a kicker whippy enough, you need enough speed, and you just need to, at that point, a few meters back from the takeoff, just commit to it. So I've put down a couple. I'm going to try and do some rodeos now. So that's kind of like a backflip with a, well, it is a backflip with a backside 180. I'm going to try and grab melon, so my front hand on the heel edge behind the board. So this is still a backflip, but because it's got that backside 180 in it, rather than just kind of throwing back like that, I'm going to kind of throw it over, more kind of back over my right shoulder like that. So I'm going to come up, still on a flat base, throw it back that way, grab the melon. Then as I start to spot the landing, release the grab. Because of the way I've thrown my weight over my back shoulder, the back 180 should then come at the end. And the main issue I think is going to be the switch landing here. The ride out is pretty bobbly, there's a bit of soft snow, a bit of crust underneath, so we'll see if I can stomp a switch landing. Let's give it a go. Oh man. Okay, so felt like I over-rotated a little bit there. It's kind of difficult to work out what went on, but felt like as it came round, I was a bit heavy on my nose, well, on my tail, on my switch nose. So as I was coming into it, I could kind of tell when I was in the air, I maybe spun too fast. So then as I landed, I just kind of went into the roll, tried not to put it down. Something about the grab didn't feel quite right, so yeah, I think I need to kind of get the grab a little bit better and just put my head back over, try and spot the landing a little bit sooner and potentially slow the rotation down. Just trying to work out how it felt. But yeah, okay, let's give it another go, see if we can get it. Battle. Look at that landing. There is no soft snow left on there at all. Oh man, it's just getting in my head. Every time I didn't land it, it was like hype back up, wanted to give up. Oh man, I need a sandwich. Man, that was a battle, that one. Which, to be honest, kind of makes it better when you land it. I know it wasn't the cleanest landing. I'll have to come back soon to try and clean that one up. But yeah, every time I landed in it, I was just getting rid of that soft snow. I could feel the kind of icy layer underneath. But every try, I was like, I've got to get this, got to get this. So sometimes you just got to persevere with things. You got to take the feedback from the previous ones. There are definitely a few that I was going a bit too quick. I was kind of trying to pull my shoulder back a little bit too much to try and get the backside 180 at the end. A little bit too hard in some of them that I kind of over-rotated. So it's kind of frustrating when you don't make it, but you gotta take those things and think, what do I need to change for the next time? And yeah, sometimes you just gotta keep going and hope that you get it. But thank you for watching, guys. I will get back to a slightly more useful tutorial in the next one, but super busy in the resort right now. It's half term. It's nice to get away from the crowds and mess around and do something like this. Cheers, and I'll see you next time.